Guys, I'm crazy, I know, but I didn't think I was this crazy. Today, Monday, February 19th, 2024, and I'm going to call this the Midnight Brisket. It's cold, 16 degrees out. Feels like 8. Well, I don't think it feels like 8, but it's cold. Long story short, I bragged up this Pit Boss pellet smoker so much at work that everybody, all my guy friends, wanted me to make a brisket and bring it in. Well, to make it the best that I can, I've got to cook this overnight so that in the morning when I leave for work, it's just about done and it'll have a couple of hours to rest, and they'll get the best brisket that I can serve them. So right now it's pushing 10 o'clock and we're going to go out to, I still have the pellet smoker in my big garage. It's been so cold and rainy and snowy. It's just trying to keep it out of the wind and as sheltered as possible. But we're going to put this brisket on. I've already trimmed the brisket. It's been rubbed, and 24 hours the rub has been setting. I have my container, and that's grapefruit in there. And I'm going to fill that with water, and that's going to go in with it to keep a little bit of moisture going. So let's go get this smoker kicked up, and I'm going to have to set my alarm for probably 1:30ish a.m. to come out, check this, and make sure everything is going well, and then wrap it and finish it for another couple of hours. So this is going to be a bloody nightmare, and believe me, my friends are going to know it. So maybe it is that chilly out here. The probes are saying it's 18, 19 degrees. Inside of the smoker is saying it's 20. So I'm getting this thing fired up, warmed up. We'll probably give it 10, 15 minutes to stabilize, and then we're going to put the brisket on. So it's cold and we're bold and it's just getting started, so the smoke is phenomenal. Unfortunately, it's going to diminish by the time it's warmed up enough to where I feel comfortable putting the brisket on. But it is what it is, and we're going to be up not all night, but several times tonight to make this work so that I can prove to these guys that this Pit Boss Austin XL Onyx is the ticket. Alright, so there's the brisket. This has been trimmed, you know, most of the fat removed, but I like to start it with the fat side up so that as it cooks, the fat kind of goes back into the meat. And for my rub, I use black pepper, garlic, onion powder, a little bit of cumin, and rosemary. I think rosemary really kicks it up a little bit. So I've got my temperature probes in. I've got my grapefruit. They're just little grapefruits and water. We're just gonna let this go. I'm gonna set my alarm for 1 a.m. So by the time 1 a.m. rolls around, this should be, okay, let me rephrase this entire statement. I'm going to set my alarm for 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. I'm going to come out, check it at 11, and then flip it and come back out at 1. And if everything looks good and my internals look good, I'm going to wrap it, spritz it a little bit, put some butter in it. Butters and the rosemary, in my opinion, are the secret weapon. And then it's going to cook for probably another 2.5, 3 hours. It's a 9-pound brisket. Then I'll have to set the alarm again to come back out, shut the heat down. In the morning, well, it won't be the morning technically. It'll be probably around 4 a.m. I'm going to come out and it'll be wrapped. I'll keep it wrapped. I'm going to wrap it up in some towels, put it in a cooler, and that's the way it's going to be until I get to work at 7 a.m. I'm going to bring a cutting board, a knife, one of my hand-forged barbecue forks, and yeah, that's how it's gonna be. So I'll probably bring y'all back at 11 and 1 and in the morning when it's all squared away and done. So you guys have a good night, and we'll talk soon. All right, guys, so the brisket is on the pellet smoker. My grapefruit and water are in there as well. Normally I would start this at 250 degrees. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to run it at 230 because I'm not here to babysit it, and I'm still not 100% convinced how this works hands off. I'm a cynical guy. So yeah, midnight brisket. We'll be back, guys. Hang tight. All right, guys, so it's 20 to 12, midnight. The midnight brisket. We're gonna go out and flip this thing and then come back in about 2.5 hours later and wrap it up and put it back on for the final cook. So we're at 235 degrees, which is completely acceptable. Internal temps right now are 148, 149, and 166, 68. So let's get it flipped and get the heck back to bed. All right, we're gonna pull out our temperature probes and get this thing rolled around. It smells awesome, I can tell you that. All right, so flipping it was real easy with one of our handmade, hand-forged barbecue forks. Love these things. I've got like a dozen of them. I'm gonna be selling them soon on our websites. But yeah, we're flipped and we're gonna be back, and we're gonna wrap this thing up, put the butter on it, and pour just a little bit of water inside of the wrapping. Then it's gonna cook for another several hours, and hopefully it'll all be good to go by the morning time, and everybody's gonna love it. They better love it. All right, guys, we'll be back. All right, so it's just after 2 a.m. Time to wrap this up in the foil. Add the butter, a little bit of that grapefruit water. Reduce the temperature. We're going to bring it down to 210, and we're going to leave it like that until probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. Double check it again. Everything's been going good. My internals are right around 165. So we're going to wrap this up in the tin foil and call it a night. I'm not sure if I'll be able to take a video of this when it's all said and done and being cut open, because it'll be at work, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, hope you're sleeping. I'm not. Talk to you later. All right, guys, it's just after 6 a.m. Time to check on the brisket, get it in the cooler, take it to work for the guys. So our internal temps are pretty darn right on the money. 194, 195, and 202. The 202 is going to be in the thinner part. 195, 196 is going to be in the thick part. So hopefully this worked out. Basically 9 hours. Made sure the hopper was full. So I'll try and get some pictures of it and add to the video.